The next bill on the calendar for the day is House File 26. The clerk will report the bill.
House File number 26, number 2 on the calendar for the day, an act relating to transportation.
I recognize the member from Anoka, the author of the bill, Representative Cagle, to explain the bill.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and members. This is the first piece of the IIJA puzzle, I guess you would say. What this bill does is it allows MnDOT to spend $315 million. With the IIJA bill, there was a reauthorization of federal funding, and so MnDOT was given the money, but does not have the authority to spend it because we didn't pass the supplemental budget bill last year. The IIJA was passed was passed after the last transportation budget, and so this is really just giving that spending authority to MnDOT so that we can make sure to get our state road construction workers out there to work this summer. So, thank you.
There are no amendments at the desk. The clerk will give the bill its third reading.
Third reading, House File number 26.
Third reading. Discussion to the bill. The member from Hennepin, Representative Hornstein.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I want to thank Chair Cagle for bringing this very important bill forward. It was one of the first bills we heard in the Transportation Committee this year because there's urgency to this bill. It is absolutely critical that we start the process of matching this very, very important federal bill that was passed 14 months ago on a bipartisan basis in Washington, D.C. And this is the largest federal infusion into our public infrastructure since the days of Eisenhower, the interstate highway system. And I think if you consider inflation, it's really on par with the New Deal. So this is a big deal. And for Minnesota to maximize our ability to leverage these funds, we need to pass bills like this. And as Chair Cagle said, this is the first in a series of bills. And finally, I wanted to call your attention to this letter that Chair Cagle has circulated from various contractors, business interests, and labor. There's a very broad coalition in support of this. By passing this today, we are able to get this money out so that these projects can be let and in time for the construction season. So, members, it's a very important vote. Please join me in voting green. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The member from Waseca, Representative Petersburg.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And for those of you that have been around transportation, you also know that this bill also had no fiscal note because the money is actually in hand. And we will hear in another bill coming up in another few days or so. Our agencies can only spend money that we appropriate. Okay, and so even though the money is there, if we don't appropriate it, they can't spend it. So it's a good bill. It's one that allows transportation to start the process and keeping workers employed. Thank you. I am voting green.
Any further discussion to the bill? The member from Anoka, Representative Cagle.
Thank you, members, and I just really look forward to the discussions that we're going to have on IIJA and IRA funding. We have a huge opportunity to move our state forward, and so I'm really excited the work that we're doing, not only through transportation, but through sustainable infrastructure and all the members that are really engaged in that process. So it's exciting. Stay tuned. Thank you so much.
The clerk will take the roll on the bill. The clerk will close the roll. There being 134 ayes and 0 nays, the bill is passed and its title agreed to.